Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram, raw, raw. Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkeys, rat. Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram, raw, raw. Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkeys.
I always wanted to be a rock star. I guess it never panned out correctly. Hey, today I wanted to cover the not the beans, but the meat and potatoes of Bitcoin and why it's going to change people's lives for the second time. It helped me on the first time. It's because I've been in this game for over 5 years now. And I was, successful on a purchase and holding and selling in between then and now. And I've been mining since forever around that time too. So I've been able to produce my own Bitcoin, and then also I've purchased on, exchanges. But one of the first coins I actually mined for was Dogecoin, and that's before anybody really knew about it. But it was pretty popular back in the day. It was like one of the few coins, and they had a specific miner to mine Dogecoin separate from Bitcoin. So that was my first miner I purchased. Well, I didn't even purchase it. My friend let me borrow his miner, and I was running it into my house at the time. Obviously, it wasn't very successful in the, mining Dogecoin. But later on, I changed and got me a Sponduli miner and was able to start mining for Bitcoin, which actually was profitable. And I think I should have been a millionaire twice now, but it hasn't happened yet. But I believe on this next bull run, I won't have to work again. I don't know. That's what I'm hoping for. And if not, the podcast is hopefully can start chipping, helping on that end. So the reason why what I want to talk about is Bitcoin specifically, and why it's going to, it's already changing the world. 21 million coins ever in existence, and probably down to 17 million now, maybe 16, because obviously people lose their coins, and people just forget about it, and have no way to access their coins supposedly. So there's a lot missing. There's hundreds of millions of Americans, and supposedly only a small percent, maybe like 10 or so, own actual Bitcoin, which doesn't mean it's a whole Bitcoin. If you own a whole Bitcoin, then you are one of the lucky few people. And I still, not because of John McAfee, but I believe also that Bitcoin will at least hit $1 million, because it is the new gold. And now I'm not the only person saying it. They're coming out with the video advertisements and news articles daily now. May has been a great month so far for Bitcoin. And due to the scarcity, the fact that it can't really be hacked, it's more profitable just to mine for it successfully than to do a attack on it. Right now we're at $5,400. Guys, this is big deal. This is big deal. It used to be a lot of FUD. Now everything is positive. And actually, it just according to CoinMarketCap, it's at 5,500 now, 5,510. So this is gonna actually be a free one, uh, free podcast for everybody to hear, so y'all can know my history and a little bit about why I'm so bullish on Bitcoin since for over 5 years now. I kind of gave up on it midway, just because of the huge ups and downs, and it wasn't gaining much. I mean, I believed in it personally, but there's so much FUD, even I fell for it. Um, and this time around, I've, repurchased what I could, and I'm, waiting for the next bull run. And I think it has begun. We hit bottom at like 33,200, and that was in December of last year. And we have been climbing ever so slightly up to 5,500. And honestly, I thought we were hit the bottom around 6,000, and we went because we zoomed back up to 8 grand. But we took a big hit after that. So big reason, like I said, Bitcoin, it's limited. It's pretty much hack proof. It's the future, especially the future of gold. The has real no government. It's borderless. I'm looking up benefits, but like I said, this another thing recently. These are just off the top of my head. I mean, it's the opposite of your cash in your wallet, which is continuously losing value. I wish my cash went from I put $1 in my bank and it turns into 5,000. No, maybe it goes to a dollar point oh one in 10 years. But that in that 10 years, now the bread I eat, or I don't even know what you can buy with $1 these days. You can't even go to the dollar store and get something. But the point is that you'd be able to buy even less within 10 years. $1 is going to be like 50 cents in 10 years, maybe less. But the Bitcoin, when I was purchasing around, a couple $100, it's now up to 5,000. It went up to 20,000. And that was without institutions involved and all the big players. They're saying on Square Cash alone is going to be able to keep up. If the trend continues, they're going to be buying more Bitcoin than we can actually mine. So that's a good thing. That means mining will be profitable very shortly for everybody. There's not going to be enough miners out there, I wouldn't imagine. So they also said recently, Fidelity is, what are they doing? I mean, pretty much everybody is getting in the game. Everybody's throwing their weight around, and it's just, we're seeing the calm before the storm. It's gonna take off like nobody's business. And like I said, people that are like, well, I tell people all the time, you need to get at least a little bit. You don't have to buy a whole one. I even got my mom and dad to purchase some. But a lot of other people make excuses. Oh, my credit card doesn't work, or my bank can't connect. They're gonna be regretting and hating their self when it hits $1 million and they could have had zero point zero 0.01 Bitcoin or whatever when it was 5,500. Or even if it hits 100,000, they're still gonna be kicking themselves because there's only so many, and there's barely any money into it right now. Market cap is 197 billion. The volume is about 14 billion, and they're supposedly only circulating 17,000. So, man, billions of people on Earth is a little bit. You can't even probably give everybody point oh 0.01. I don't think so. Maybe 0.0001 on Earth. So get ready for the ride. That's why I'm bullish on Bitcoin. And those are the meat and potatoes of everything I've got, guys. And like I said, I'm gonna cover a couple other coins that I'm bullish on, and why. And I really, Bitcoin's the front runner. It's the first to move, and obviously it's still gaining traction. And I didn't even mention the Lightning Network, which is it's pretty much its second layer option to speed up Bitcoin to be used pretty much anywhere for quick purchases without having to wait for the the blocks to be solved. And one, I don't want to go too far to mining because it is pretty technical. But Lightning Network, that's the thing, is going to be make it mainstream for everybody. If once I think Bitcoin meets like a high number, then people will probably start spending it. Maybe they could use the Lightning Network maybe to purchase them a car or something. Because that's where I think it's going to be. Bitcoin's going to be soon, so you'll be able to purchase pretty much anything with 1 Bitcoin. So this obviously isn't financial advice. I'm thinking about actually going to get my security license, but until then, do this at your own risk. And for every other video, this is the meat and potatoes. Adios.